I work as a naturopathic physician and a medical intuitive. So I do a lot of intuitive health assessments with people. And I do intuitive counseling, which includes helping people deal with recovering from trauma, dealing with like emotional dysregulation, whatever. That traumatic experience, I didn't realize followed me into adulthood. And I'm going to say, dealing with myself, dealing with my own insecurities, dealing with my bad programming for years and years and years, which caused me to get into multiple relationships with narcissistic men that just took. I mean, there was never this balance. There was never a 50-50. And it wasn't even a 60-40. It was usually like a 80-20, or a 90-10, where I'm giving it all away and they're not participating particularly. All I really wanted was to be happy. And I came to the realization that I couldn't get that happiness from somebody else or through somebody else. And the only one left standing was me.
Being surrounded with narcissists, because even having friends as narcissists, it presents that trauma presents the same way.
You can't be mad forever, especially when you're young.
And it's really our trauma response, right? Like being able to, if you've endured trauma, most people become very hypervigilant. So they are able, as a result, they are able to pick up on the changes that the average person would not. Whereas a narcissist experienced trauma and they felt the need to make everything about them because of what they were lacking.
So let's say dad's an alcoholic, and you're in your room and you're playing, you got your Barbies out and you're doing whatever you're doing, and you hear the door open and it's 5 o'clock and dad is going to be coming through the door, and your tentacles go out. Is he drunk? The battle of the soul. And one of the things that it comes out of Jewish mysticism is this idea, and I probably am totally not saying this word right, called Kelly pots, you know. And when we're born, we can connect to source, we can connect to higher vibrating emotions, we can interact with God, and I'm just saying that in a kind of generic way. But as these shells form, it takes the divine light and it starts to filter it and cover it up and cover it up and cover it up, so that by the time you have so many shells, you start moving into that narcissistic area, because you can no longer, and this sounds terrible, you can no longer feed on the life force energy that the universe provides.
And as you peel away the layers, you realize you're just being introduced to new characters based on what they perceive you desire.
People that tend to be empaths tend to see the world, I don't want to say with rose-colored glasses, but with hope. They see the
Hmm.
world with hope.
And
And there's a
optimism.
part of them that cannot believe that another person could actually be that way, even though they
Hmm.
might have that experience. And so my old strategy, like something would happen and I could just feel the bad vibes coming from the other person, which would make me feel terrible. And so that sometimes is the motivation for the empath, is to, I feel terrible. You're saying I love you more and I'm more willing to take care of you than I'm willing to take care of myself and my own needs and my own feelings. Awareness as to what is going on is really the key. So one of the things that, in my book, just the dysfunctional dance of the empath and narcissist, that was the follow on when I discovered that I hadn't fixed myself. And so if you're having an interaction with someone and you feel your energy dipping, so I'm like, oh, I'm having a great day. I went to the store and I got like this leather coat for $3 and, I'm all happy. And then you start talking to somebody and that happiness and joy you have starts going, then you need to stop and go, well, what's going on? So to me, it was a great representation of, am I going to let you stay in my life or am I kicking you out?
But my mom came to the jail and she said to me, why do you love everyone else more than you love yourself? And that was like a Mike Tyson body blow. The awareness changes everything. And oftentimes we're operating from a place where we can't even see that someone's actions are draining our energy, are changing the way that we feel and impacting our emotions.
But what I have found is that when people start to become more aware of what's going on, they get tired of it.
Mhm.
And they're more likely to sit there and say, you know what, I'm done and move on, you know?
Puts the empath in survival mode because they aren't able to operate in their fullness because the energy, the emotions, and everything is pretty much being sucked out and used to the narcissist.
So that's priceless right there. You know, and as an introduction, on Thursday nights, I do a live stream. It's called Thursday Night Live with Dr. Rita Louise. And the easiest place for people to access it is on YouTube.
Curiosity doesn't always kill the cat, listeners. It can definitely take you down an interesting journey of self-exploration and freedom.